Hello, Salt Strong Nation. Joe Simons like diamonds.
Hey,
Luke Simons like diamonds.
Yep.
And Chum Block like diamonds. Guys, you've probably missed some of our live, meaning uncut, on the water podcasts / videos. Well, we're back. And this time, I don't even know what we're going to title this because we're going to this completely blind. There's a hurricane that away out there in the Gulf right now. You could probably hear the wind if you're listening to the podcast. If you were watching it, you could probably see Luke's mullet flowing.
I can feel it back
gently
there.
in the wind.
It's kicking.
So what are we doing? What the heck is going on?
So we're in between the moons right now. The current isn't excellent. We're in the summertime. The best bite's in the twilight. We're clearly not in the twilight. The sun's up. So we're gonna do just a simple strategy to catch fish. This to go out and just catch fish. Max fish catching strategy is what this is. And this is something that anybody can do.
Yep.
So we don't have anything fancy. We did not use our trolling motor. We have one, we did not use it. So we're basically just going through the process just as if we were in any sort of boat.
We have a power pole not being used.
Yeah, we have power pole not being used, and we're not in super shallow water. So, and we have chum, right? So we just have the core bases. You can get this chum in any store. It doesn't have to be this particular kind. I've actually never used this kind, but I'm sure it works. So the strategy is to get on the edge of the channel, right? So right here, like we're literally, the channel's right here, the grass is right on this side, so we're right on the edge of it.
You probably see your Cody, it's, I don't know, 4 feet or so deep, and it gradually goes up.
Yeah, it goes up to about 2 feet, and then if we go out here on the channel side, it gets down to probably 8 to 10 feet, fairly close. So we have an outgoing current, so we have the current and the wind both going this way. In the past, so the Gulf of Mexico is just straight past these little islands back there. So we're close to the Gulf, we're in the current, we're in the wind, and we're just gonna put the chum out, and this chum is gonna go straight down the edge, and that's where a lot of fish hold. We should be able to get some trout, we should be able to get some mackerels, probably some little small grouper. Sometimes cobia come up on these chum slicks, so we never know. The cool thing about this is you never know what you're gonna catch. And the other cool thing is you almost always catch something, which is why we went ahead and started filming this now. Oh yeah, Joe's got some trout. So also, we have a little pothole over here too, that there should be some trout on.
Already snaked up. So if you guys are wondering, what are they fishing with? Well, it's Slam Shady, and not only any Slam Shady, it's the Z-Man Diesel Minnow Z. You're wondering, hey, how come I haven't seen it? Well, it's coming back real soon, folks. We just happened to get ourselves in a couple little samples before we get back into production with Z-Man. They've been so far behind due to all this COVID stuff, and I think we put the order in February to give you an idea, like thinking it was going to come in March like they normally do. And then all of a sudden, like the world fell apart. And now here we are in, September-ish? And, oh, man, I'm getting destroyed by something out there. A bunch of little trout, I think.
Yeah, so this chum is pretty cool. It comes in a little baggie, a little mesh bag, and there's even a rope right here you can just tie straight to. So that's pretty cool.
These fish are coming up in an
we have it tied off. Let's let that puppy start thawing out there in the water.
I'm gonna go up wind and see if I can come back with the.
And yeah, well, that's going. That's gonna start bringing fish to us. And now we're gonna basically start making some casts, see if we can find some fish. I've got a rod somewhere around here with. Oh, it's up here in front of Cody with my paddle tail.
And so this is real world. Whoa, got a hit there. Of what happens. Let's just assume this was oh, there we go. Trout on, baby. Trout. Assume this is just a normal Saturday, and you don't get to pick your weather, just like today. I mean, it's rough out, and we're in this little Maverick. Look at that. Slam Shady strikes again there, Cody. And sometimes you just got to deal with it. And this is one of the best ways, with or without family, kids, whatever, just to get on a bunch of fish. There's that old Z-Man. And I just have it on, this is a 1/4 ounce jig head. A lot of people ask, whoa, come on, buddy, what jig head are you using? And that's just a 1/4 ounce. That's that Z-Man jig head. Release this guy back to its friends. So you guys missed it earlier. I wish we had the camera on. The craziest thing happened. So we were right over there just kind of drifting back to this place, and I was just kind of screwing around making a cast. All of a sudden I get a little hit. It's just a little trout. I'm bringing them up to the boat, and all of a sudden I see this shadow coming behind this little, I don't know, maybe a 8-inch trout. And it's a gator trout. It's at least for Tampa Bay, it was a monster trout. And I was like, no way this thing is gonna come behind and hit it. I'm still reeling in right near the boat, and it comes behind and just destroys this little trout, has it all the way in its mouth. And so Cody, our camera guy, was like, get the camera. He got his iPhone out, so hopefully, we haven't even seen the footage yet. Hopefully it came out well. That was crazy. There's nothing I couldn't reel him in because the trout, the big trout, the gator trout wasn't even hooked. He was just grasping onto this little trout with his one big tooth, and he finally realized, I think he heard us laughing at him.
Yeah, it had all but about 2 or 3 inches of the small trout in his mouth.
Yeah.
So it was that was pretty cool.
That was wild. So now we got jet skis coming in behind us. See, it's like a normal Saturday. You got everything going against us. Wave runners, jet skis. I'm getting a ton of little heads.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pinfish and small trout out here.
Yeah, hey, we'll take them. But once again, this is all, because this is the number one thing that we hear from people is how do I go out there and catch not just a slam. Whoa, got a nice hit there. But how do I just go out there and catch a bunch of fish? I got the day off. There's another one. Slam Shady strikes again. You guys hear the wave runner if you're listening to the podcast. You also can't hear I am reeling in a fish. What is this? Oh, dude, that's a nice trout, brother. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Luke, check out this one, bro.
That's nowhere close to the size of the other one.
No, definitely not close to the size of the... Oh, come on. Whoa, man, he is a jumper. Could be, this is how not to net a fish, by the way. Man, that's a solid trout there, bro. Yes, sir.
Is that up on the flat again?
Yeah, it came right up and boom, nailed it.
Yeah, this trout
we'll
are definitely holding up on the shallows. Can't wait to see what comes up the chum slick.
Oh yeah, that's a good looking trout. Tampa Bay on a little spot where we weren't anticipating catching much. That's not bad.
Yeah, and so what we have going on back here is this chum block. So it's frozen, right? It came frozen. I should have thawed it out a little bit earlier. So it's still not really coming out all that fast. So I just have it up close to the surface, let that sun hit it, and every once in a while just shaking it, trying to get this stuff to start coming out. You can see bits and pieces starting to come out, but what's happening is that stuff is just going right down the bank, right down this edge, and obviously whatever's there is going to eventually start coming our way. So it's kind of more of a waiting game now. The key is just find a spot that has current, structure, and depth. Right? We have all three right here, so finding all three of those, put some chum down, eventually there's going to be some fish. So we might have to wait another 5-10 minutes, but they'll be here eventually. In the meantime, we can pick off some trout up here on the shallows.
Yeah, it was a nice one. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, solid.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you.
Yeah,
you can see we have grass. Cody, you see all this? Literally everything. It's like the whole world's coming against us here, and yet you can still go out there, even with my mediocre skills, and catch fish.
Yeah, we have some pinfish showing up in this slick, so I might even throw the net on them and that way we have some live bait in case some sharks and stuff come in.
Man, they are just destroying. Now I'm glad we got the Z-Man version. Good news about the Slam Shady 2.0 is that it's 2.0. It's 2-in-1. It works with or without the tail. But I prefer to have the paddle in general because it's just so versatile. See, pop, pop, pop. Oh, yeah, dude, they're thick back there. I think you're slowly, the Pied Piper, slowly calling them in.
Bunch of pinfish in the chum. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a net over them.
Oh, dude, that one just came up and hit the top. Cody, did you see that?
That's a solid
This is
trout.
a nice trout. I had a weed on it and tried to get the weeds off, and this thing was falling. There's another one right down below it.
Is there? Let's see what that might lure.
My goodness. If you guys are listening here, I think it might have seen the boat and moved off, but there's another one just the same size right behind it.
That's
Listen to the podcast. Yeah, these are solid trout.
So this is other proof too that Slam Shady catch some fish. So you don't have to go through the effort of doing this chum. Like literally all these trout Joe are catching have nothing to do with the chum that we're doing. Joe's been catching them up here on the shallow flat. Our chum is going down the edge.
We're trying to release you.
And so again, just find a spot with as I mentioned before, close to the channel with structure.
Beautiful.
And there's going to be some trout there. Sometimes they're shallower, sometimes they're deeper. In this case, those trout seem to be gravitated towards the shallows.
Which we like.
But out here we have a better chance of getting some sharks and some Spanish mackerel, and just more diversity. You know, when you get up on the edge, up on the shallows, we could catch a ton of trout. We already have some trout on the board, so now I'm more interested in trying to see what else is out here.
Yeah, it'd be cool to catch. And so we got right before we filmed, we caught a couple little grouper. So it's a fun day, right? I mean, if you can go out here, and this is all within, I think we've been filming 10 minutes. Caught a couple nice trout. Luke's, you know, getting some chum out. And all in this one loop. Oh, there. Oh, dang.
Another one.
They're out there. That's what I love about these paddle tails, is you can sit here on a flat like this in the middle of the day, not even ideal tides right now, with all this grass and crap, and just keep casting same old lure at them.
Let's see what
pretty good success.
See what we have in the old chum slick. Let me give it a nice bump or two.
And thank goodness that hurricane, in the beginning, this hurricane was looking like, hey, it's going to be going right up the coast of Florida. But many prayers going up. Man, they're just tearing it up back there.
There's a bunch of pinfish.
Many prayers going out to everyone who's in that line right now. It's not fun. Been there before, born and raised in Florida. You have to deal with some hurricanes. Oh, Luke's casting the net. You guys are listening to the podcast.
All right, so we'll see what else down there. I know there's pinfish. Sometimes whitebait comes in this chum slick too. They don't seem to like this chum as much as they do, you know, that other chum that we've been using. But
which, by the way, we're working on trying to get that. It's impossible to find in any normal size container. I'm guessing most people probably do not want 50 pounds. You got a couple pins in there, huh?
There's probably a half dozen or so.
Most people probably don't want 50 pounds of chum. And it seems to be the only way to really find it. Ugh. And the old chum dinger.
All we needed was a couple. That is plenty.
Mark Hollywood Johnson making the chum dinger famous. You guys missed that episode. I was just going out there and catching massive amounts of mangrove snappers. And the chum dinger is this little plastic contraption that holds in the chum.
Yeah, for people who chum a lot, it's a really cool device.
Yep. What do you think, Luke? What about maybe some sharks or something too? That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I might cut up one of these pinners and.
Ooh. And there's just some monster needlefish back there. I can see them. Like, I'm talking big ones. And they stopped falling right there. Huh. I'm gonna go back to these potholes. So guys, anytime you see, I don't know if you can see them, Cody, but there's like 3 or 4 little white potholes mixed in with this grass. And thankfully, I just got to hit it right when I went over that pothole. And what you want to do is just make sure you're going right on top of it and just laying it right in there for them. And a lot of times those trout are sitting right there on the edge of the pothole. I'm going to try that again. Readjust my bait after catching those 2 trout. Moved it down a little bit.
Yeah, well, we could probably catch a ton of them if we just drifted these flats, but
oh, we don't got no time for that.
Now I'm invested in this chum.
How much does a chum block cost now?
It's like $5 or $6, maybe $6, $7.
Okay.
It all depends.
So it's just all part of the deal.
Yeah, so it's not much. It's just something. It's just easy, right? So eventually we're going to have some better fish here, right? And there's still just a lot. I'm seeing pinfish. We should start seeing some snappers show up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to chunk up one of these pinfish and just kind of set it back with that chum slick, and then we should see what's actually there. I think those bigger fish, either they're not there yet or they're just holding down toward the bottom.
And when you say bigger fish, what are you trying to catch?
It'll be mangrove snapper, trout. Again, probably some, hopefully some sharks too. I mean, you just never know.
Spanish Max?
Yeah, Spanish Max will usually come up in here.
What about redfish and snook? You ever see them come up in these little slicks?
No, I'm not. We're on the outside of a big flat, so those reds and snook are probably going to be pushed up close to those trees. But the same thing would work if we just position close to the trees.
Yeah, there is a ton of bait back there.
Yep.
I'm just getting grass all over my lure. Once again, guys, this is not like normal TV shows. They take 3 days to film a 20-minute episode. No offense. Some of our good friends have TV shows, and they're very fine shows. But I personally, I'm guessing if you're watching this, you like to see the real stuff, what really happens. We might go 10 minutes without catching a single thing. And we're going to show it. You're going to see the frustration in our eyes, minus our polarized glasses. But that happens. And I mean, right when we first started, we didn't realize how windy it was going to be. And so we had an idea of where we were going to fish based on our smart fishing tides and all the trends that are working. And when you have a hurricane that's going through the Gulf, kind of all rules kind of thrown out the window. And oh man, a little grouper came right up behind it. So we fished that area for 10 minutes, and it was a bomb. And a lot of people ask that question, there goes on the boat, how long do you stay in the spot? Whoa. And I'd say, what, Luke, maybe 10 minutes? If we got 2 people fishing with a Slam Shady paddle tail on a flat, and if you don't get a single strike in 10 minutes, you're probably in a dead zone. Do you agree? Or would you get longer, shorter?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not seeing anything, I'll stay longer if I'm at least seeing some fish. But yeah, if I'm not seeing nor catching anything, I don't give it 10 minutes.
The 3 Bs?
Like today, before we started this, we just wanted to make sure that there's at least some fish. So we just did a quick troll down. We had some bumps. Then Joe hooked that big trout. So okay, this is our spot. And so now we just set anchor and started setting up this little chum slick. So now I have one of these pinfish just chunked up, just small little chunks. If I wanted to go the easier route, I could have just bought some frozen mullet or something. This isn't about having like the ideal bait. It's just about having some sort of bait in that chum slick. And if there's something down there, there's something down there, we're going to catch it.
Just had a good hit.
So what I have is, just so you can see what's going on, I just chunked up one of these pinfish, just in little bite-sized chunks. Well, we have some waves coming, so be careful, Cody. So little bite-sized chunks, so anything, right? So little snapper could take this down, trout could take this down.
I'm on.
If I want to just go after something bigger, I use a bigger chunk. If I want to catch a little bit of everything, use a smaller chunk.
Dude, is this another, this is another nice trout, bro.
That's a good trout.
You can grab the net on this one, huh? Dude, this is a solid Tampa Bay trout.
There's another
can you
one,
see that,
another
Cody?
one behind it too. See if I can get him to eat the chunk
that would
bait.
be awesome. This is another big trout right behind it. They're all, man, that is a solid one.
I don't know where he ran off to. Yeah, that's a good trout.
Hey.
Another proof that you don't have to have live or cut bait to catch fish.
All right. Let's see if we can do a better net job this time. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. All right, watch out there, Cody. So, 19 or so. It's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, let me get this.
Yeah, so by the way, we've never fished this spot before. So this is, we want to do this as if we're brand new to the area. We have no idea where stuff is. We're just following the exact max fish catching strategy that we've been talking about the last couple weeks to the insiders on the weekly game plans. So every week, every Friday morning, make a post about just what to do to go out and just make sure you're catching fish. And so this is really one of them. This was one of the most recent ones as of the time we're filming this. Obviously, conditions change, and so we do that. Something we do for the members every single week. So for all you members, you probably already know this, but those who haven't joined, this is basically what we've been preaching. So right now, I'm just getting this little chunk bait and dropping it down there just to see if there's any bigger fish yet. So far, no good strikes. Just a lot of pinfish and small stuff just tapping at it. But again, stay here long enough, and if we had stronger current, this would obviously work a whole lot better. This is a kind of a weak current right now, but we're just going what we got. But just so far, after seeing what's going on, lots of trout on the Slam Shady.
Big trout.
Nothing yet on
just side 20 inches too.
Yeah, nothing yet on this this old chum slick. So if we were smart, we would give up on the chumming and just drift down this flat and catch all the trout we want. But
we're not really.
We're stubborn.
Yeah.
We're stubborn.
It's not that we're dumb.
Yeah. So we had a game plan and we're going to stick to it, even though
we're knucklehead, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, you're already getting popped there.
Yeah, there is a lot of fish. It's right there. See those 2 potholes?
Yeah.
So there's 1, 2, 3 potholes in a row, right there where I'm pointing, Cody. And every time I drag right around it is when I'm getting these strikes from these big trout. What was that?
Some thunder in the
Either
background
a gunshot or thunder. Either way, not a fan.
Yeah, again, it's just to go out and make sure you're gonna have some, I got something messing with me now.
This is on the cut bait?
Yeah, just to make sure you're gonna just have some action. Just stay near the edge of the channel. You don't have to get fancy, fishing the Mang lives and skip under mangroves. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's me.
Oh my goodness. You got one
I
on?
got something, yeah.
All right, Luke's gonna have to multitask here.
It's not big, but it's
Turning
something.
off his ringer.
But yeah, just get near the edge of the flat, and this is going to increase your odds of fish. You know, that's like the fish highway, right? All these fish.
What in the world?
A lizard
Did you just
fish.
catch a lizard on cut bait?
Yeah, they eat everything. So it might not always be the best fish, right? Take a kid out, and this is a cool catch. All right, this just look at these jaws here. Like I was like fascinated by these as a kid. They have some gnarly looking teeth. All right, kids love these. So this is all about just going out and making sure that, you know, whoever you have with you is just having some fun, some cool stories to share. Obviously, we have a ton of videos on the more technical stuff, where, you know, skipping under mangroves and skipping under docks and when to do it, how to do it. This is the opposite of that. This is about just going out, doing something that anybody can do, and just making sure you're going to have some action. So right now we've been out for maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes. We've caught 4 fish or whatever.
There we go.
Oh.
That's another nice one.
Those big trout are all about that Slam Shady right now.
Yeah, they are. Not as big as the
Yeah, that's
prior two.
still a decent one.
It's laughable. Come on, Cody. I had one guy say, yeah, I've seen all the stats about the 75 species caught on Slam Shady. You guys are saying this is the best paddle tail ever made. I've yet to ever see it catch a fish on camera. It's like, have you not watched any of our videos?
Is that recently?
Like,
Can't imagine that'd be recent.
thousands and thousands of fish, literally thousands of fish on video. There's just one more, Cody. What you got there, Luke?
I was just resetting my bait. I want to get close to this chum.
If you guys are wondering, hey, what kind of, so it's funny, I didn't look at Luke's reel. Yeah, I think he's got it. So this is the Daiwa Exist. If you guys saw the one video I did, I would personally rather spend money on a nice rod. The rod's doing the work, right? The rod's casting, it's setting the hook. It's really doing all of the work, and yet a lot of us focus on the reel. So decided to splurge, and, you know, using our 20% discount we get as insiders, I use the same discount our members do, and got this Daiwa Exist. This is an $800 spinning reel. You might be saying, what a waste of money. It is probably the smoothest. You've used it too. Luke's even like, he's like, that was the dumbest buy you've ever done. It was really fun explaining that one to the wife, why I needed a $600 and something reel after the discount. But it is so smooth, and it's a lifetime warranty, meaning if something happens to this, even if I screw up, and it's completely sealed, so even if I dunk it, it should be good, but if something happens, even 5 years from now, they will literally replace it. Which also goes to tell you they probably have that much spread in there where they can probably replace it two times and still make money.
Oh, they can probably replace it 10 times.
But man, and so Luke has the opposite. What do you have, like one of the cheapest?
This is a little Pisca Fun. This is just
like a $35, maybe $40.
No, it was like 50 or 60.
Okay.
I think they've upped the price now, but so the opposite, right? This is just a little 2000. Just about getting a reel. It doesn't have the best drag, but it's actually been pretty smooth. Overall I've been happy with it. I caught a 42-inch snook with it last year, and it works. Right? It's like, again, most people overspend on the reels. That's why for all of our members we have some lessons on exactly what to get and what not to get. Right? Where can you save a bunch of money? And the reels most often are where people overspend. I did it for many years. I was going out and buying the super expensive reels.
Especially if you're buying stuff for, you know, kids or anyone in your family who's just a little bit new. I mean, don't spend the big money on the reels. They're probably going to drop it. I remember the first time I got my daughter and really let her do it all by herself, and she actually catches a fish, which was awesome. And we're on the beach. Guess what? The first thing she does is drops it right there on the edge in both the sand and the salt water. And I would much rather have a $40 reel go down like that than $100 or $200. So I agree with Luke. But then again, Cody, who's been catching all the fish here so far, and he's got live bait.
That's due to the Slam Shady, not to the reel. I promise you that.
I'm being a little sarcastic there, as you know.
Dude,
so now, Cody, look right here. We're attracting the birds, which is also a good thing, because we talk about the 3 Bs all the time. Birds, bait, boil. Ooh, nice hit there. Birds, bait, and boils. So anytime that you're out there, if you just want to find an area to catch some fish, just go look for the schools of birds diving. And now we're bringing them to us. They see the bait down there. They haven't made any dives on it because this is all deeper bait. And these are pinfish that are more bottom dwellers. But you know you're doing something right when you're creating the birds.
Yeah, there's a bunch of pinners down there.
There's a ton of little trout in those potholes.
Well, I think the smartest play would just be hang up the cut bait and just catch some more trout. We know those big trout. Clearly, there's a trend that the big trout are up on the grass, but they're not way up there. They're within 50 yards of the channel.
I'm gonna try one up there actually.
And we actually have a good wind where we can still do. Oh, that bird almost got my cut bait.
Yeah. So let us know. What kind of areas you're in. What are the challenges? That's really why we do these videos. And if you want to make sure we get your comment, YouTube's actually not the best. And I know a lot of people have said, hey, we can't, there's no way any YouTuber can reply to every single comment. I don't know that it's possible.
We replied to them within the first 24 hours we do. After that, it's...
But we always look at and reply to everything on the blog.
Correct.
So with every YouTube video, we also host it on our, saltstrong.com in the fishing tips section. So if you're listening and you want to make sure you get a hold of us and make sure we can answer your question, maybe you can go out and do a video for you. Saltstrong.com in the fishing tips area is the place to go. I'm getting a ton of little strikes out here. And now too, depending on when you're listening to this or watching it, we got a lot of cool stuff coming on the shop page, guys. It has been brutal for the whole tackle industry. I've talked to quite a few tackle store owners, and I mean, there's some that they're gonna have a tough time even surviving because, COVID hit and everyone kind of freaked out and was just like, hey, let's just sell the tackle we can at any cost. And then, what was that, needle?
Yep.
Needlefish. And then all of a sudden realize, okay, the one thing they can't take away from people is boating and fishing. And it exploded, and there's been, I think this is the most ever in like 30 years of people buying a fishing license for the first time. So it's actually brought a lot of new fishermen on, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
That also means they need more tackle. And when you have tackle being sold at the highest rate possible in the summertime, which is the most popular time to buy it, or one of them besides Christmas time, and then you have COVID, which is slowing down everything, it's been like the perfect nightmare storm for manufacturers. And even like rods, we do a lot of stuff with TFO and St. Croix. But St. Croix makes all the rods in America, as a lot of you guys know. So they have the blanks. They can't get the components. They can't get all the guides and the stuff that goes with it. So they're just sitting there on, whoa, I'm gonna sit my line, a million blanks and can't do anything with it. So it has been just nuts. But it seems to slowly be getting better. And we've got a lot of stuff coming in here. And really, I would say let's just say October, when it's really all said and done. So don't you worry. I know a lot of you Insider members who love getting your 20% off everything. You're just dying to buy stuff like I am. It's coming. It is coming soon.
Yeah, it's been the perfect storm. Yeah, it's just like economics 101, right? Supply, demand. This has been a crazy increased demand, way more than normal. And the supply has been just really hurt by, somebody gets sick in a plant and they have to shut the whole thing down, and I've got a fish on.
Ooh, looks a little bit better. Could be a sharky.
Could be shark or catfishy.
Oh, please. Oh, I just got a nice hit there.
Catfishy. All right, this might be the sign that we just need to go drift and catch some trout.
Look at this bird is following the Slam Shady the whole way back to the boat. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, some whiskers, it looks like. Yep.
That, my friends.
If you're gonna do it, might as well get a big one. This is a legit hardhead catfish right here.
That, my friends, is the downside of live bait.
Yeah, so again, I mentioned before, eventually some fish are gonna smell this chum and start coming up here. I don't know how long, this is way longer than normal on a spot where there's at least a decent amount of current flow, but catfish will definitely be one of the species that follows it up.
I'm gonna do a video for Instagram. I love getting videos of Luke.
Oh yeah, with me with a catfish. This is like a legit big one. So for those who are scared of catfish, you're not alone. A lot of people hate them. And the good news is that, dang, look how fat this guy is.
Yeah, that thing's been eating well.
Yeah, just grab right in its belly and get him right just like that. And then once you have him like that, it cannot do anything to you. The things to be worried about, the danger, are these fins. This one, that one, the two side fins,
Look at and that, the top pops it right on up.
You can hit them all you want from the sides. They won't hurt you from the sides, but if you go down like that, you're in big trouble. It's gonna hurt really, really bad.
Like that one girl, Cody, you ever see that video? The girls were on the beach and had no idea, and it was a catfish had washed up, so it's dead. And they're hitting each other with it, and finally the one sticks in the girl in the back of her leg. Oh, it's brutal.
And so in case that was still in the thing, it was squirming a lot. And when you're holding them, hold them just like this, because when it is squirming, I can basically rest the whole catfish on the barbs, right? The gravity is just holding these two barbs. Like I can literally let go of it. It's about to squirm. Oh, there we are.
Oh boy.
So it's pretty much impossible for it to get me when the barbs are this way, because worst case, it just slips out and those barbs just slide over my fingers just like that. What you don't want to do is start just getting fancy with them. Just grab them, make sure those barbs are above your fingers. I actually usually have it in between too, but just hold them upright and they won't get you. Don't kick them, don't do anything crazy, and even just don't grab with the pliers and start slinging them around. That's what a lot of people do. That's what I used to do, and I've had my closest potential barbs when I'm doing that, because you're slinging it around, and if it comes off when it's like on one of the little rotations towards you, it's going to sling off and come right at you. Not good. That's how actually most people get barbed. So it's best just to go ahead and just get some confidence and just slowly go up there and grab it. If you're worried about it, just kind of fight them for a while. But yeah, the most dangerous thing to do is to sling them around with some pliers, because when they come off, you need to have control over them.
All right, let's call it.
Let's do it.
It's been 30 minutes here. We caught some nice fish. You caught a nice, beautiful catfish.
Wonderful catfish. The biggest one all year.
So guys, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully it gives you an idea of just something to do, regardless if it's a weekend or not, but just on a day where it's not the most ideal tides or weather or wind,
middle of the day,
or wave runners that just went by again. And this is so simple, right? I mean, you find an area that's got a little moving water, and we don't have that much. We just got a lot of wind helping us. So it looks like there's a lot.
But also it's a good example of have a strategy, but have something else as well. So our core strategy today was just to do some chum, get some light bait, right? Get some cut bait and catch some fish.
There we go.
And the plan B is to just have a lure and just start fan casting. Just trying to, because obviously the chum is only going to go.
That was a nice trout.
The chum is only going to go straight backwards. And now with the lure, right, with that Slam Shady on a paddle tail, like that Slam Shady paddle tail on a jig head is hard to beat. That's why I just recommend all anglers have a go-to lure like this. They can catch fish anywhere.
Catch one on the close there.
And so, yeah, Joe's been covering the shallower stuff, which we weren't going to do. Like that wasn't the plan A. And sometimes plan A doesn't work quite so well, and plan B can be the savior.
Oh, another one.
So in this case, plan B was the significant savior. So we're going to end it. I need to catch at least something decent. So we're gonna just drift down and let the wind take us down this flat, and I guarantee you we're gonna catch some more trout. That has been they're definitely not only right here.
And for your insider members, we'll have a full report on exactly where else we go, showing the exact spots, exactly what happened. Oh, there's another nice one. Oh man, I'm just missing these trout.
You're killing me.
They're all back there.
So I've got the Big Daddy Slam Shady. So Joe, is that the 2.0?
No, I got the Z-Man version on.
Oh yeah, the Z-Man. That's the
diesel.
4-inch. Okay, so I have the 5-incher. So I'm gonna go after the big ones.
So guys, hopefully if you're not an insider member yet, join us. We try to just make it so much easier to go out there and catch a ton of fish and save money, right? Which is why we have all those discounts. So hope you join us there. You can find more at saltstrong.com. Otherwise, if you're watching on the YouTube, give us a subscribe, like the video, and then head on over to saltstrong.com. Even if you don't join us, I hope you do, but even if you don't, leave us some comments. Let us know what other kind of videos you want us to cover, any specific species. We love trying out new things, and we have a new boat coming. It'll still be a few more months with this whole COVID, but it's going to be a bay boat versus the little skiff, and it's going to give us the ability to do a whole lot more. So it'll still go in, a foot of water, but it'll give us the ability to do a little bit more near shore and going after some different species. So that's it. We appreciate you big time. Can't do it without you. And for you other insiders, you lifers, you know who I am. We'll be fishing with you guys soon. I'm really pumped about that. Just gotta wait on this this boat to come in. So we out. Peace. Salt Strong out.
Thanks for watching.
Whoop, whoop.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong in weather